Welcome back to the Immigration Answers Show. I'm just setting up. What am I doing? I'm hitting TikTok. I'm hitting YouTube. What's going on? How is everybody? Here's the link to come in the waiting room. But the waiting room is full, just in case you didn't know. You need to get on our text line. Text the word show to 314-470-3300 in the waiting room. There it is. Hopefully some spaces will open up. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'll be here for the next hour to try to answer your immigration law related questions. Let's go ahead and get started right away with Tahir. Hello. Tahir, you're up. You're on mute. Hello, Tahir. We'll come back. Andrew, hello.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Excellent. Great. Thanks for taking my call. First time, long time.
Nice.
So I am a conditional permanent resident based on marriage to my wife, who's a U.S. citizen. So my adjustment of status was approved last year, but unfortunately my green card was lost by the Postal Service. So now I have a pending I-90 application. So my question is, when my I-90 is approved and I ultimately receive my physical green card, will the expiration date be 2 years from when the new card is issued, or will the expiration date be dictated by the date my adjustment of status was approved? And I'm asking, as it pertains to filing the I-751 to remove conditions and just making sure that I, get that in within the deadline, in the event that the I-90 actually isn't approved by the time, I hit that 2 year mark.
USCIS should give you a green card that has the start date of when the original green card that got lost in the mail should have had. So, i.e., the date you became a lawful permanent resident. So that should be your true north. That should be the day that you use to calculate when your I-751 is due.
Gotcha. Easy enough. Thank you.
If your I-90 is not approved by then, you should still go ahead and file your 751 in that 90-day window and include the receipt notice for your I-90 and explain that you never received your conditional green card in the mail.
Absolutely.
That's it?
That's it. That's all. Thanks a lot.
Bye, Andrew. Thanks for watching. See you, buddy. All right. Tahir is here. Hello, Tahir. You're on mute.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much. Sir, I have a very short question for you. It's been 1 year and 5 months. I moved to the US on IR1 visa, and I have green card for the 10 years, and my status is clear. I don't have any ticket, no crime, nothing else. So I was watching different videos on the TikTok, like they said they're going to deport the people who has a green card or that kind of things. So I was curious, like that's all. I just want to ask you that, do I need to do any thing for that, or do I need to worry about that?
No, I don't think you need to worry. Are you traveling or no, you're not traveling?
No, I'm not traveling. I'm just waiting to get my citizenship. After that, I'll see to
I
go
think
to see
that's
my parents.
I think you're just fine, Tahir. Just sit tight, buddy. You're doing great.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I had a bad dreams in the night because
Oh, you're
I
fine.
watched so
You're
many
fine.
videos on that, and my wife told about you. And when I was in Pakistan, I spent four years to get my approval for my visa and everything,
I
or
bet.
more than that. So that's why she started watching at that your show at that time, and she told me about that. You are really great. Thank you, sir. So I don't need to worry about anything, right?
You're good, buddy.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Amen.
Stay blessed.
Bye-bye. All right. Hey, Nurse Laura, I was going to tell you that I did an interview with the Canadian News yesterday. The Canadian News is like the Canadian Press. The Canadian Press is like the Associated Press here in America. So he quoted me a lot in the article, and it hit the wire service. So my name's popping up in all these Canadian news stories today, and that led to tomorrow I'm going to be on Canadian radio and I'm going to be on Canadian television tomorrow. So of course I thought of our friend Nurse Laura. All right. Aquarius says, "Excuse me, I signed up and did not receive a text. Is it working?" I hope so. I hope so, Aquarius. I hope it's working. Today's text went out a little bit late. Maybe you didn't get it, but hopefully tomorrow's will work. And of course, it only works if you're inside the United States. So I don't think it works with out of the country phone questions. Thank you, Laura. She said I did a nice job. Thank you. Quick question. Hello.
Hello, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
Of course.
On the 485, it says, have you ever violated the terms or conditions of your non-immigrant status? With an ESTA overstay, would the answer be yes?
The answer would be yes.
Thank you, sir.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, you're a man of your word. That was a quick question. Thanks so much.
Take care, Jimbo.
Bye, buddy. All right, we're just flying through, clearing up space in the waiting room. If you want to get in, let me go ahead and post it again. If anybody wants to ask us a question. I think that's the right one. Okay. Paul, hello.
Yes, hello. Thank you
How are
for
you?
taking my call, Jim. Yeah, my
Go for
question
it.
is,
Yeah.
can my U.S. citizen wife file petition for my kids who is in the Philippines, even we didn't file my I-130 yet?
It would be, I would never file a kid's I-130 before I filed the spouse's. You want to make sure that everybody knows that you have the marriage case underway before you file for the kid. That would be very strange. Why would you want to do that?
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's
Why
all.
would you
That's all I
why would you
wanted.
want to do that?
No, it's kind of complicated right now. So just
Okay.
wondering.
Well, I mean, get your case on file and then go from there.
Okay, we'll do
Thanks,
that.
Paul.
Thank you.
Bye, buddy. Yeah, people do weird things. I don't know why someone would do that. I think you always want to tie the cases together, all that good stuff. So here's Veer. Hello, Veer.
Hey Jim, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We have talked a couple of times. I don't know if you remember me or not.
I do. Yep.
So my question this time is that my wife is currently on her F1 visa and she has already filed for her I-45 adjustment of status along with I-765 and I-131. Can she still apply for her STEM OPT extension while her I-45 is pending and continue working under the F1 category until she receives her AOS based EAD? Or will USCIS, or are there any risks of USCIS denying that because of her having an immigrant intent because she has filed for I-485?
No, I would say she can and she should. She can do both, and I would do both.
Okay. Okay. And Jim, one more question would be, since already mentioned that she already filed for I-131 on 4th of March this year, I think I've mentioned that a couple of times that she wanted to go back to her country to visit her father who is not doing good. So we were considering of applying for emergency advance parole. What is your take on that? I mean, since, should we apply for emergency advance parole? Should we do an expedited advance parole? What's your take on that?
They don't give it expedited advance parole. I think it's even if dad's on death's door, they don't really care. My advice right now for everybody is don't leave the United States unless you can afford to be out of the United States for a year. So I would greatly discourage her from leaving the United States.
Okay. And do you know how fast we can get the EAP, the emergency advance parole, if you apply?
I mean,
Usually.
first of all, you have to apply before you can ask for it to be expedited. Second of all, you could try to make an info pass appointment and get them to do that, but I think that would be very foolish.
And why would that be? Why would that be?
What happens if she can't come back and she has to consular process and you wait 3 years with her stuck outside the United States? That's what I'm talking about. Are you reading these news stories? Are you hearing about green card holders and visa holders who they're not letting into the United States?
Mm-hmm.
So unless she can afford to be out of the United States for the next 3 years, she should not leave.
Okay.
Thanks, Veer.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, buddy. All right. The name of the show that I'm going to be on tomorrow is called Forum Daily. Forum Daily. We're going to talk about the current state of U.S. border control and its implications for Canadians crossing the border, as highlighted by that Jasmine Mooney's case. One of the things Yes, Robert, I know. One of the things that I've been saying is, and one of the things that I really liked that he put in the article was that Canadians need to stop thinking of themselves as different when it comes to immigration. Because you know what? The Trump people don't consider them different. They think if they can screw them, they're going to screw them too. So I think that I think that Canadians need to start taking their immigration status a whole lot more seriously. Chris is here. Hello.
Hey, good evening. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you? Yeah.
All right, good. My questions are related to the sponsoring of immigrant. The we've talked a couple times. I'm dealing with a no tax history, and I've had those meetings with CPAs, and we kind of got a game plan.
From Belize.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
It's the current. Did anything change this year for the amounts that the sponsor needs to show for support? I
Again,
think the amount's 30,000.
yeah, in my mind, it's always 31,000. It fluctuates a little bit from time to time, but yeah, 31,000 for all 3 years.
Okay, the 3 past years.
Yep.
And would that be including such as submitting these applications in 2005? 25. I guess nobody has returns for 25, so it's only up to 24, correct?
That's right.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was kind of double checking on, and I have emailed a couple of times to request your pricing and terms information. Just not yet seen it, but while I was holding, I've got a 8200 phone number I found somewhere on your
You're saying
messages.
you're saying you emailed the info at Hacking Immigration Law and you didn't get a response?
Right.
Can you forward that to forward your email to Jim at Hacking Immigration Law, and I'll make sure that we follow up.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, for sure. All right. JM, hello. JM, you're on mute.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, what's up?
My I-130 was approved a year ago. 4 days ago. It's been about a year. But the I-485 still pending. No answer, nothing.
Why do you think they approved the I-130 but not the 485?
I went to the interview and it was approved. So I thought that the 485 was going to follow a couple of weeks.
So are you the beneficiary or are you the petitioner?
Beneficiary.
And tell me about your immigration history. Were you in status at the time that you applied?
No.
Okay, so they think that you have an inadmissibility problem. How long were you out of status?
I came to the United States in the 90s.
So you've been here for a really long time without status.
Correct.
Okay, and did they talk about that at your interview?
No.
Okay, did they ask you if you ever made a false claim to U.S. citizenship?
Yes.
And what did you say?
No.
Okay. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, especially under the current administration, that your I-130 is approved and that they sit back a while for the 45. You know, one of their tricks is they want to see if the marriage falls apart, if they can put pressure on the marriage. And if you got married just for an immigration benefit, then they think that by not giving you the green card, it might cause fighting and a divorce. So I think you just have to wait. How long you filed a year? Did you file the I-130 and the 45 together?
Correct.
Did they separate you and your spouse at your interview?
Yes, they did.
So the Stokes interview. Okay. Is there an age gap?
No. I mean, there is 9 years apart.
Okay. And have either of you been married before?
No.
What country are you from?
Ivory Coast.
Okay. So did you have an attorney go with you to the interview?
Yes.
Did the attorney say that your answers basically matched, or were there mistakes?
No, he said it was okay. He said we did good.
And how long ago was the interview?
Last year, March 14.
A year ago?
Correct.
Oh, I'd sue them. You should sue them. That's
Okay.
crazy. I wouldn't wait a year for a decision on the 485.
Usually, how long it takes on average?
I'd say 50% get approved on the spot, and then the rest you wait a week or a month or so, not a year.
Okay. Okay. And now, does it look good to sue immigration?
I've sued them 2,000 times. They don't get mad for suing them. They don't take
Okay.
it personally. They just really what happens is they go, "Hey, who's got JM's case? Oh, that's Taylor. Taylor, what's up with JM's case? I don't know. I forgot about that case. Let me pull it off." And then they look at it. That's all. It's just business.
Okay. Okay. And if I start the lawsuit process, how long it takes to have an answer?
What field office? What field
I'm
office?
sorry.
What field office had your interview?
Hartford, Connecticut.
Yeah, probably 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, something between 2 and 3 months.
Okay. My last question is I have an advance parole document valid for 5 years. Is it good or bad to use it?
Bad. You're not leaving till you get your green card, and maybe not even after that. I'm telling everybody who isn't a U.S. citizen to not leave the United States until the end of the year.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Thank you, JM.
Thank you, sir.
And that's especially true for someone who's been in the United States since the 90s out of status and is a pending green card application that has not been approved. Marcus, if you turn off your camera, I'll pull you up next. There he is. Hi, Marcus.
Hey, thank you. Sorry about the camera. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much. You've helped us through our process of getting the green card. So now we've gotten that. You're the best. Just
Awesome.
side note.
Glad to hear
Now
it.
more questions for you. So my wife is a green card holder for 1 year now. She is worried traveling to Spain to visit family. Before green card, she overstayed her tourist visa. Is this a red flag at Border Patrol? Should she be okay because it was before getting permanent residency?
So in reality, USCIS has forgiven the overstay because she was married to a U.S. citizen, but they are causing all kinds of havoc right now at the border for people who are traveling. So the safest thing to do would be for her not to leave the United States.
Okay. That kind of relates to my second question. Next year, when the 2 years hit, we will be doing the removal of conditions, I-751, before April. We want to do a wedding in Spain, July 2026. Should we move this date because of what's currently happening?
I mean, I think we're going to have a whole lot more sense of what they're up to in the next. My wife said move it to the end of the year. I was thinking September. So I would say wait 3 months before I cancel anything, and then maybe call me back.
Okay. Thank you for doing the show. And one more question. If she has a receipt 797C, is that okay? She told me to ask these questions. I don't know if that relates to my second question. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or
well, for what application? For a 751, you mean? Probably for the 751. When she applies for the 751, she'll get an extension letter. Generally, that's okay to travel, but everything's weird right now, so I'm telling people don't travel.
Okay. So general advice is kind of be cautious and just don't take the risk.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Bye, buddy. See you, man.
Bye.
All right. Let's go to Cujo. Hi, Cujo.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
Great.
Yeah, I'm Kujo. I'm from Ghana. So I came to America on student visa. I've been out of studies for a year and a half now, and I got married to a U.S. citizen for almost a month ago. So we're planning to file for my green card, but we want to give a space so it will not turn out to be a red flag or anything else. But my question is, I received an email from U.S. Embassy in the Philippines, Manila, after 7 months in the U.S. that after my visa was issued, they had an available source which they revoked my student visa. Although I was on status that time and I didn't have no letter from the USCIS or any other agency, is that gonna affect my green card if ever my wife is gonna petition for me?
You're saying that you're from Ivory Coast, is that what you said?
No, I'm from Ghana, but I
Ghana.
came to America from the Philippines where I used to live.
Oh, so the Philippines is the embassy, the US embassy in the Philippines is the one that gave you the visa.
Exactly, yeah.
Why did they revoke your visa? Did you have a DUI or a shoplifting charge?
No, I never got into even a problem. I took my bachelor's degree there for almost 6 years. I stayed there. I never had no problem, no criminal charges or whatever.
Stayed where? At the school?
Yeah, I was there on student visa as well.
Have you criticized Israel on social media?
No, I've never done anything like that.
So you're telling me you came on an F1 like 6 or 7 years ago, and you've been here going to school, you graduated and did everything?
No, I came here like 3 years ago. So after a year and a half, I was out of status. So
Why were you out of status a year and a half ago?
My dad had financial problem, or the company lost totally broke down, and financial start was problem for me. So I need to move to my auntie's place in Texas to stay around so he got better to pay my tuition.
Okay, I gotcha. So you went to school for a year and a half, then you fell out of status. Did you fall out of status before they revoked your visa or after?
No, that's when I was on status, I received that email.
Okay. And now you're marrying a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
When did you meet the U.S. citizen?
We were already we knew each other back home when we were kids, so we lost contact. So when I moved to the Philippines in 2016, then we started talking. So she also graduated. When I came here, I attended her graduation, and we got back into relationship. Then formally, both families met, and we got married.
Okay. So now you're saying things that I don't like so much. Okay.
All right.
So on your F1, you didn't end up getting any degree, right?
No.
Okay. And when you came from the Philippines, where did you go? What city was your school in?
My school was in California. So I used to live in Torrance, California.
Okay. And the person that you're marrying, were they also in California or were they somewhere else?
No, she was in Texas.
Okay. So it wasn't until you went to live with your auntie because your dad's finances went south that you reconnected with her.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, while you were studying for that year and a half, you didn't have any kind of relationship with her.
No.
Okay. And then when did things start heating up? And then how fast did you get married?
Yeah, it's been about 14 months now before we got married.
Okay. And then why are you waiting for filing for adjustment when you're walking around facing deportation?
Yeah. Since I received that email, I needed a legal advice before I start the process. So
But you're married to a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes, sir.
So you should hire an attorney and you should get started right away.
Okay. Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, if you want our help, email me. But yeah, you should get started right away.
Yeah, I actually emailed you. I think your secretary said such stuff need to be discussed on your online platform. Then after that, I can read back to her and we can take on from that.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Email us back. I'll try to track you down and we'll go from there. Okay, Cujo, thanks.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Okay, bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right. All right. Hina's got some TikTok questions for me. Thank you, Hina. It looks like we got 9 so far. Can an employer, this is from Yo Nito, can an employer sponsor a DACA without a degree and after doing advanced parole, receive DACA after turning 21? Probably not, because the person would have to be in status and the AP would clear their being here without inspection, but it wouldn't clear up the fact that when they came back after a DACA, they would only have 6 months to apply for something, and an I-140, that whole process is going to take years. So probably not. Maybe in theory, but probably not. Maroma, can I change J1 to H1B without going outside the United States if I have a hardship waiver? You should be able to. Very hard to pull off, but you should be able to. L Bell 93. Married to U.S. citizen here on an overstayed visa. Can we file the I-130 and the 45 at the same time? Yes, if you were inspected when you came. If you're an overstay but inspected, you could do that, L Bell. I would say get an attorney. Girl therapy. My I-45 case just got moved to another office. Does that mean VAWA I-360 status changed prior? No, not necessarily. Neo Faisal. I'm a U.S. citizen. Filed the I-130 for my underage son from Somalia. Would the ban stop him from entering the United States? Unfortunately, it would. Unfortunately, and incredibly, if it's like it was last time, it would. Came on an We the People. Came on an F1. Have marriage-based green card applied to remove conditions. Is it good to travel with the extension? As I mentioned, my advice, unless you're a U.S. citizen, do not leave the United States until the end of the year when we can figure out what's going on with Trump's antics. Bahishta Talash. I've applied for asylum in 2019 and I received a receipt and I haven't heard anything. What to do? I would say have our office analyze your case, see if it's ready for interview. Then I would sue them to get an interview sooner rather than later before they make it harder to get asylum approved. Mel. Is it currently safe for F1 visa holders to travel outside the United States and back? You've heard my answer. I've answered it a bunch of times. Definitely not safe for an F1 visa holder. MB. I had my interview after 9 years, asylum case. The asylum officer told me to come pick up the decision personally. Will they arrest me when I show up? That's a great question. In theory, they could. I doubt that they would. That would be bad precedent, but these guys are nuts. So I guess if the person's out of status, they shouldn't arrest you though, because you would just get referred to the immigration court. I think that's unlikely, but I can't guarantee that it wouldn't happen. There's all kinds of weird stuff happening. EO 2028. Can I file for adjustment of status when we don't live together? We don't want to fall out of status. I think you're asking the question the wrong way. The question should be, how fast can we move in together? That's what you should do. You could technically file an adjustment of status case not living together, but I think that's inviting extra scrutiny. And I think that's making them think that the marriage is fraudulent right out of the box, which you don't want to do. All right. I'm going to go to KJA, and then I'll go to Andy if Andy turns off his microphone. KJA, hello.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. So I submitted an I-130, married to a U.S. citizen, and I just handed in an I-485. But I'm kind of worried about my evidence because, I know you say to get a joint bank account and stuff, but the whole time I've been in the US, I applied for a social security number and a work authorization number, and they never got accepted. I always got rejected.
Sure. How were you here? How did you enter?
So I entered on, I think the WT, the visitor, and then I went into asylum only proceedings. And then I just got denied on March the 7th for asylum only. So I still have until April 7th to submit an appeal. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that because it's $10,000 and I have the I-130 and the I-485.
Your spouse is a citizen, right?
Yeah.
Why did you file the 45 separately from the I-130?
So my lawyer at the time, she told me to file the I-130 online as quickly as I could.
That was stupid. You should have filed them together. And you can't appeal a denied asylum case. Who told you that you can appeal it? You don't appeal it, you go to immigration court.
It's with the EOIR.
Yeah. Okay. So your lawyer gave you bad advice. That was really dumb because now you have the I-130 pending with USCIS, and if you've been referred to the court, that means you have to file your application for adjustment in the court. So this was you really got bad advice. Really?
Because she did say I could file the I-485 with USCIS.
Not anymore. You can't. You're getting referred. Have you received a notice to appear?
No. I got denied one time, and I'm allowed to still appeal. I have until April 7th.
Can't appeal a denied asylum case. There's no such thing.
It says that on if I log on and put my A number into the
Okay.
Real IR website.
Have you received? Oh, you got denied asylum at the immigration court, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you saw a judge and you had a hearing and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay, so that's different. So
I'm not sure why. Like I came in here legally, and
you
then
came in here on visa waiver, right, ESTA?
yeah, and then
I
I had the asylum, but I was supposed to go to USCIS, and then they denied me, and they said lack of jurisdiction.
Because you came on visa waiver.
Oh, okay, because it was the visa I came on.
Maybe. This all sounds very strange to me. So then you got referred to the. So did you never met with an immigration officer, an asylum officer? You only got sent to court.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the interview and they just handed me a piece of paper, and this was all done in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a different state, so it's a bit more complicated because I've called up lawyers in Florida, and some of them are like, well, I can't take on your case because it's in Massachusetts. So
okay.
So I also asked my lawyer before I had my asylum case. I asked her if I should transfer and ask the court to transfer it to the state I'm in now, and she said no, let's just go ahead with it, and that's what I did. And I feel like I shouldn't have listened to her. I should have just.
Especially if you're married to a U.S. citizen.
Well, to be fair, I was getting married at the time, so I've only just recently got married. So.
Oh, so when you got married, you were already in immigration court.
I was waiting for the case. Yeah. I was already waiting for the court case. But I knew that if I got married and if I transferred the case to the state I'm in now, then I would have enough time to get married and get everything in, like the I-130 and the I-45 and everything, and still be kind of in status. Not in status, but not illegal, kind of.
So what's your question for me?
So I don't know if I should, because obviously now it's like a lot of money for me to go with a lawyer, and whether I should bother with the appeal for the asylum only, or if I should just wait and hear back for the I-45 and the I-130.
Do you want to stay in the United States?
I do, but I don't have like $10,000.
But that's sort of what it's going to take. I mean, this whole thing is very, very messy. It's extremely messier than it needed to be.
Yeah. And then I'm also worried because obviously I don't have that social security number, so I don't have stuff like a joint bank account with my husband, and we don't have we've been together a long time. I have photos and stuff like that, but I feel like that's not enough.
Well, to me, sweetheart, that's the least of your concerns. The procedural and chronological timeline of your case suggests to me that you've been ordered. So if you're appealing, that means you've been ordered deported, right?
I haven't had a letter from ICE to say anything.
Well, you had a hearing with the judge, right?
Yeah.
And the judge denied your asylum, right?
Yeah.
So that means he or she has ordered you removed.
Oh, okay.
So that means if you don't appeal, they can execute your deportation order. They could come get you and deport you.
Oh. Yeah, and they probably will because of the administration right now.
Yeah. Which is upsetting because you said you've been with this person for a long time. You could have filed the I-130 a long time ago. You could have filed the 45 a long time ago. You and your lawyers have not been as attentive to your immigration status as you need to be, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I've been here since 2021, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, there's still a path for you. It's a very narrow path, and things need to go quickly. But this has all been way too casual.
Yeah, because I only have, obviously, they only give you 30 days to appeal.
And you have to have a reason for appeal. What country are you from?
Yeah, I'm from the UK, so it's not.
So why did you file? I mean, we can talk about it off camera, I guess, but asylum, and I mean, the number of people who've received asylum in the United Kingdom in my entire history as an immigration lawyer that I've actually ever heard of anyone getting asylum from the United Kingdom is 0.
Mm-hmm.
So if you file a frivolous asylum claim, that's a deportable offense too.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, KJ.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. I'm sort of speechless. I don't know what to say. Andy, if you turn off your mic, your camera, I'll pull you up. Hello, Andy.
Happy Tuesday, brother. How you doing?
Happy Tuesday to you. I'm well, thank you.
I've been in here almost close to 27 years. I came by in the 90s. I came here legally. Then finished my work
Came here legally? You had a visa?
In the 90s, I came here legally. Then I finished my work time for 6 months. Then I went back home to India. Then again, I got a different company work authorization. So I done come by here in the 90s. Then I did my work. When I was trying to go back, all my luggage got stolen. And in 2000, from 2000, I've been here. I done got married, the U.S. citizen in 2004 because I wasn't sure when was my I-94. I don't even know what I-94 was.
So,
that,
so you don't have any proof related to your entry?
Yes, sir. I've been here twice, and I came here legally first time. I finished my work, and I went back after 6 months. Then I done come back again.
Right, but do you have proof of your entry? Is my question.
Yes, sir.
You have proof of your valid entry?
Yes, sir. I got it from the Freedom of Information Act because I done lost all my paperwork. But yeah, please hear me out.
So you got it through FOIA, okay?
Yes, sir. I done got married to a U.S. citizen in 2004, and I was with her for 12 years. And since I ain't got no papers, I'm from India. I did my from 2004 to 2012. I was married with her. We all stayed together, but since I ain't got no papers to apply for my paperwork for my green card and stuff, so we couldn't find a job or anything like that. 12 years. We tried to make a baby, but she had up and down problem with her body, so she wasn't able to give me a child. In 2016, legally, I got it wasn't working out because I wasn't making enough money. So 2016, I done got my divorce from the Roanoke City Court in Virginia. And in 2019, I finally met another girl and I got married. And 7 months later, I done applied for my I-130. She applied for me after I got all my paperwork.
Is that the first time anyone ever filed for you? The first wife didn't file for you?
No, sir. I ain't got any of the papers regarding my physical college degree, the legal way I came in. I don't have anything because all my documents, my luggage, everything gone, actually. The Greyhound bus service gave me $250 as a compensation, and they done told me that you can still get your paperwork from your college or your embassy. So I did, but it took me so long to get it because the processing time from an Indian embassy is ridiculous. But anyway, they did the best, but it did not work out in the first marriage. I was married for 12 years. It did not work out. We were really good. In 2016, we just went to court and filed the divorce. In 2019, I done got married to another U.S. citizen. I have my son now, and I done applied in 2019 for I-130 as a beneficiary. My wife is a petitioner, U.S.-born citizen, and my son is almost 5 years old now. I do have a clean police record. All the police department know me very well. We got a business. My brother is a U.S. citizen. and never been in jail, never been arrested, never have any kind of drug, anything. I'm a Buddhist. I never, I don't believe in doing all this crap. But
So
my thinking is,
what's
why
the
is it
question for
taking
me,
so?
Andy? What's the question for me?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. The reason the question is I-130. They took the I-130, but they denied I-485, and they told me, gave me a letter saying intent to deny. I wasn't sure what was the reason. I was seeing all your videos that they're sitting on the thing. I don't know what's going on, but I just literally I I don't know what I've been here almost 26 years now.
Well, what did
I
the
don't know
notice of
what
intent? Why did they want to deny your 485?
the reason behind is. We have a major crime on mail, the U.S. mail, because my U.S. mail lady, her name is Patricia Wiseman. She can even testify. Every time some mail comes in, somebody keeps on taking the mail away. One day, the whole mailbox was gone. And 2019, when I applied for I-130, I never received till 2023. In 2024, they said failure to apply, failure to apply for biometric, so intent to deny. So you got to restart over again. It's been almost 6 years, second marriage. I really don't know what to do right now. I'm just kind
So
of.
are you still married?
Yes, sir. Me and my wife and my son.
Is
We all
everything
live
good?
together.
Is everything good with the marriage?
It's bona fide, pop.
So, but everything's good. You're getting along with your spouse.
Yes, sir. I do.
Okay. And so when did they send the notice of intent to deny? How long ago?
I believe it was 2023 December, after I've done filed in 2019. After 6 months later, we got married. On December, I done applied for it, and they sent me an intent to deny because failure to apply, failure to appear for a biometric. I don't
Did
know
you?
what that is.
So that case is over. Have you filed a new case?
I didn't know that. Should I have to file, or should I really don't know anything about this. I'm not from around this USICS.
Well,
I really don't know.
I am from around this U.S. sense, and if they sent you a notice of intent to deny in 2023, that means they gave you 30 days to reply, which it sounds like you didn't, which means you have no case on file right now, which means you are subject to deportation. So you need did they approve the I-130 or is the I-130 denied?
Actually, I-130 has been approved, but the thing is, they said I need to come in person to do a fingerprinting for a biometric.
Which you didn't do. So that case is over. You need to file a new 485.
Okay.
So if you want our help, it would be a good idea for you to have our help, because we could have the mail and the biometrics notice all come to our office. People don't steal our mail that I know of. So if you want, you need to have a lawyer help you because you're having mail problems, okay?
Yes, sir. Because I done the first time, the second marriage. This is the first time I done applied all by myself. Since I can speak 5 languages and I do write every single language all by myself.
Yeah, but you messed this up. You messed it up. I'm not saying it's your fault, but you have no case on file right now. So if you want to email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Thank you, Andy. All right, let's go back over to TikTok, see what's cooking. Oh, maybe nothing. Let's see. Let's see. Oh no, there's some new ones. Josette, how soon is too soon after meeting and getting married to file for AOS? As far as I'm concerned, as soon as you're married, you can file for AOS. The question is, how soon between meeting and getting married? That's the real question. And I would say, anything under a year, they're going to be suspicious of. How long will the EB3 process be? Currently waiting for perm since June of 2024. I have status till 2027. Well, hopefully they'll speed things along, Katrina. You should be fine if you have status till January 27. You should be okay. Perm is taking about a year, so you probably got a little bit longer, and then you're good to the I-140. And they could do premium processing. I got my approval. How long will I have to wait for an interview in Guyana? You got to check our Immigrant Home Facebook group or check the comments in YouTube. I don't know. Guyana is usually pretty fast, so I would say probably 6 months. My boyfriend lives in New York, and I'm in Vancouver. My boyfriend lives in New York, and I'm supposed to see him in April. Should I be concerned? So sad. I assume you mean you're coming to see him in New York. I think they might give you trouble, but hopefully not. I-130 approved. This is for M. After a separate 2-hour first interview, RFE medical for I-45. Is this good? I would say yes. Getting a lot of questions about traveling outside the United States on GC and extension letters. As I mentioned, unless you're a U.S. citizen, do not leave the United States unless you can afford to be out of the United States for up to a year. I'm just going to have a little clip and just play that clip over and over. All right. Let's go to BW. Hello.
Hey, Jim. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
Excuse me. So I'm a U.S. citizen, and my wife is from Venezuela. And I think you may have already answered my question, but we're in a tough spot. She is really struggling right now with everything in the news and everything going on in life. So she came in under parole, changed her status to TPS. She currently has work authorization that's tied to her parole that expires in April. And all of our cases say they're active and open, but we feel like everything's probably frozen. Part of our application is also for my stepdaughter, her biological daughter, who is in Venezuela now. She's 6 years old, and we believe that she's going to be affected by the travel ban. And we really don't know what to do. It's a tough time. She applied for parole for her daughter when we first started dating and waited in that line for several months before it was eliminated. And we just, it's just a tough spot. So I wanted to know if there's any way to know for sure whether or not our case is frozen for her I-130 and 485, if that would affect the case we have for our daughter, and if the travel ban would allow us any kind of exception as parents of a minor.
Her case is frozen. Her EAD is frozen. Everything is frozen, and they're going to revoke parole. Nothing is going to happen. She's not going to get a work card based on her marriage to you anytime soon. There's a lawsuit pending in the great state of Maryland in federal court. They're challenging all of this stuff, including the February 14th informal memorandum saying to halt all processing of anybody who was paroled in from Venezuela or Ukraine or any of those other countries. So that's all on hold. So this is your stepchild in Venezuela, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
How old are they?
6.
And is that what's the posture of that case? How long ago did you apply?
So we applied for everything as a concurrent filing on February 13th of this year.
Well, yeah, but you filed your wife's case and your stepdaughter's case at the same time.
That's correct. Yeah, 2 separate I-130s. We haven't filed anything other than the I-130 for my stepdaughter.
Did you file a 45 for your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
She also filed I-131, but I don't think we're not going to let her leave the country anytime soon.
That's right. So the only good news I have for you, dear BW, is the processing of your stepdaughter's I-130 continues. That was always going to take 2 years or so. There will be all kinds of litigation about the travel ban. So at least USCIS will continue processing your stepdaughter's case, but everything else is on hold. And the travel ban wouldn't come into effect until, they'll still process it all the way up until when she should have had an interview in Venezuela, or not in Venezuela, wherever, in Guyana or wherever she would go.
Probably be in Colombia. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd probably be in Bogota.
Yeah. So all that, they would work it up. The way they did it last time is they worked it up all the way short of the interview or giving the visa, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this. So my wife is an incredible person. She has 2 degrees, one in art history and one in business administration. Has owned her own businesses. She's been a teacher and had to leave that field when Venezuela started paying $6 a month for their teachers, right? She has a tattoo of theater masks on her arm, and she's worried because they are deporting people to Guantanamo Bay right now that have tattoos, and they're using that as an excuse to say that they're related to gang activity in Venezuela. Should she be concerned about that? And what's the recourse if they try to do anything just because They're worried that she might fit some kind of profile they're trying to create to scare people.
Yeah. So she's yeah. And one of the people was an asylum applicant. So I can't.
One of the people is a singer, and she knows the person's wife, and there's no way they're related to gang activity. No way.
Right. I'm sure probably no one on that flight was.
Yeah.
If I were your wife, I would have a lawyer on standby ready to file what's called a habeas corpus petition with federal court to try to keep them from deporting her if they try to pull that. I mean, I think this judge in DC right now is trying to do that exact thing. I would be that's the only thing I would think about doing, and then you just got to wait and see.
So if things, let me ask you one other question. If things continue to escalate and we decide to leave because we don't feel safe, we already don't feel safe.
I thought that's where you were headed. I thought that's where you were headed.
So if I withdraw our cases, do we get reimbursed for the checks they've already cashed?
No.
Okay. No. And how would that affect future applications?
But you could go live. I mean, if there's someplace else that I don't know if there's a place where you can go live, but if there's a place,
we'll have to work it out the same way we were trying to do here and find, a weighted visa entry for a country that has better family reunification policies, which exist, but
it's so absurd. It's so absurd. But you could leave both cases on file. Your I-130 for your wife and your I-130 for your stepdaughter. You don't have to withdraw those.
Would it change though if we're overseas since we filed for her while she's in the U.S.?
Yeah, you'd have to file a form to get them to treat it as an overseas case, and you'd have to pay some more money. But
okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna reach back out. So we had connected to your office, and they basically said, well, it's too early to know anything, so just wait until you actually get an RFE or any kind of notice from USAS that's not just standard before you try to take any legal action. But I definitely agree with you that we would like to have representation on hand for this one.
Yeah, we haven't had a client yet get hit with this, but we have like a draft petition ready to go for anybody that it does happen to, if that makes sense.
It definitely does. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jim, so much for taking the call.
You got it. Thanks, BW. Sorry you're going through this. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Never thought we would be in this place. Did you see on the news where one of the French legislators is saying, give us back the Statue of Liberty. You don't deserve it anymore.
Yeah, I did. Thanks.
Yeah.
See ya. Speaking of crazy things that are going on in the United States, Alan asked, hey, Jim, I'm in a same-sex relationship and my partner and I were planning to file for adjustment with your firm. Is it a good idea to do that under this administration? Are they going to make same-sex marriage invalid? I would file yesterday. I think that there's some of these goofball red states that are trying to start the process of dismantling it, but you have a head start, especially if you file now. So go ahead and file that bad boy right away so that you're in line before they try to change the rules. Yeah. Ray says, make a sign behind you telling people do not leave the United States if you're not a citizen. Well, at the very least, we could make a thing at the bottom so that we don't have to keep answering everything over and over. All right, let's go to Dragonov 38H. Hello. You're on mute.
Hi, Counselor. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for your time. I just had a couple of brief questions for you. I'm an LPR for 10 years, and I'm getting ready to file for my citizenship. I had a question about how many years of taxes must I provide them?
3.
3 years, okay. And when the card was issued, it was issued as a 10-year card. However, I ended up getting divorced after a year that it was issued. Do I need to start preparing that file to prove to them that the marriage was real?
So you're going to apply under the 5-year rule, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So I would say, lightly be prepared. I mean, to me, on these cases, it all comes down to the timeline. So I like to actually write down, when did we meet? When did we start the process? When did they get a green card? When did they get the 2-year green card? When did somebody move out? When did somebody file for divorce? The timeline on this is really, really important.
Got it. Yeah, we married in 2014. and then for just circumstances, we never filed for adjustment. And it wasn't until 2021 that I got the LPR, and it was issued as a 10-year immediately. They didn't even give us a 2-year.
So how long were you married altogether?
7 years, sir.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I don't think you need to spend too much time worrying about this.
Okay. And then I got a citation last year for speeding. Just make sure that I get the record for that. Is that correct?
Yeah, make sure it's all paid off and satisfied. Yep.
Great. And then the last question, maybe this is a little bit out there, but I came across a memorandum regarding in pursuit to the INA Act, Section E 264, about carrying original documentation versus copy in case, immigration here in Georgia, apparently they're now stopping people in unmarked vehicles. So do I need to carry my green card, the original, at all times, or carrying a copy suffices?
I think as of April 11th, you're going to have to carry it on your person.
April. Why is that date relevant, if I may ask?
Because they published a interim final rule that they say will take effect on April 11th unless some judge enjoins it. So that would be the day that they can start fining people or arresting people for not carrying proof of their right to be here.
Okay. But that must be presented only to ICE agents or even local law enforcement.
Well, under the proclamation that I was talking about, that would only be federal. But of course, some of these red states are going to piggyback on that and say, "Yeah, us too. We want to see that shit too."
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. I think it was yesterday that I read on a news article that Georgia State Patrol will now be able to assist ICE with these things. So I'm just trying to get prepared for that too.
Yeah, so I would say yes.
Okay. All righty. That's everything. I appreciate your time, sir.
You got it. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Let's see what Kwame has to say. Hello, Kwame.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine. The other time I called you, my audio wasn't good. I hope this time is good.
Okay. Fingers crossed.
Right. So, Jim, I have two questions. We filed for my kids back home, and I'm married to a U.S. citizen, and we filed for my kids, 3 of them. We did it online last year in April, and then we got a receipt notice from their filings showing that we filed all the 3 at the same time, the same day by one person, but we found out that they have gone to 3 different centers. Is that going to be a problem? We don't know how we're going to match join them together when it's time for us to go for an interview back home.
You may or you may not. We'll just have to wait and see. Basically, once things get to the National Visa Center, you'll be able to, let's say one gets there fast, one gets there medium, and one gets there slow. You'll be able to finagle things and hopefully tie them all together at the time they are at the National Visa Center, the next stage of things. So I would spend 0 time worrying about this.
All right. And my second question is, we have to start applying for my removal of conditions in November because my green card expires in February next year. So we are going to start my renewal in November. Now, if by November we've not really heard something from the immigration concerning my kids, will my renewal slow down their application process as well?
No, left hand, right hand. I don't think they're even tied together. I don't think anybody would know.
Oh, okay. All right, Jim. Thank you so much.
Bye, Kwame. See you, buddy. All right, let's do one more and talk to Nab. Hello, Nab. You're on mute.
Hello, hi. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm doing good. Actually, I have a question. You hear me well?
It's not great, but I can hear you.
Okay, I'll fix my... Okay. Now you hear me good?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, my question is we are applying for asylum in 2015 and we got approval from the court 2022 and we applied for the green card 2023. Okay. April. Then in December 2023, my wife was got like had something accused of shoplifting and was arrested.
That's not
She
good.
was, I know, but she was then given a court date. But before the arraignment, we hired a lawyer, attorney, and the case was dismissed before the arraignment. Okay,
Okay.
and the lawyer told us there is nothing will show up in the record at all. And we did a Corey, my background check in Massachusetts. We didn't find anything. She worked in 2 jobs after that. Everything is fine. And we applied for the travel document, refugee travel document, in January after the case was dismissed. And last month, she got the travel document normally without any problem. We didn't receive anything from immigration. Still, the green card process is still like working pending. So, what do you think now? If she travel and come back, anything will make a problem for her with a valid travel document, refugee travel document,
She should not leave the United States until she's a U.S. citizen.
even the green card?
No. Are you reading the news? They're
I'm
they're
reading.
picking on people exactly. This is the exact kind of case they would mess with your wife on. And what country does she want to go to? Not the country you got
No,
asylum
no,
from.
no. So I'm the principal I'm the applicant, and she's just like with me. I applied from Lebanon, and she's from Jordan, and she's going to Dubai. But she's going for like 3 weeks, and she will come back. That's the plan. But
I think
what?
that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. There's no way in hell I would leave if I were her. I mean,
Uh,
every day we're hearing about green card holders not being allowed back in, but green card holders with a shoplifting charge, for sure, I
but
would.
she didn't charge, like she didn't
Did she get
convictions.
arrested?
I don't know.
Did she get
No,
arrested?
she got arrested. Yeah.
Read the Lake and Riley Act. The Lake and Riley Act says upon arrest. So what
Uh,
I'm saying is, if she leaves the United States, I think there's a 50-50 chance they throw her in jail and try to take away her green card.
Even like because, but
You're not listening.
yeah.
You just
No,
want
no,
me
I'm
to
listening. I'm listening. I'm
you just want
listening.
me to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
you just want me to say it's okay for her to go out of the
No,
country.
no, I know, I
Yes,
know.
you
That's
do.
why,
No, you
like,
keep fighting me. Why do you keep
no,
fighting me?
I believe you. No, no, I believe you. But and for sure, I'm trusting you. But but it's like we did something called Corey and nothing show up. Is that not related? That's a
No,
question.
Habibi. No, Habibi, it's not related. They have a completely different system. She was arrested. She was fingerprinted. She
Yes.
was she was
Yeah.
suspected of shoplifting. They want to not let her back in. They don't
Mm,
want to let her in.
okay. 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 So that doesn't even if we seal this arrest or delete it, we can't do that. Yeah.
Brother, do you understand that there's two
I
different forms?
understand.
Hold on. Do you
Okay.
understand that there's two different forms of government in the United States? There's what the states do, and there's what the federal government does. You understand those are different, right? So USCIS, CBP, and Homeland Security, none of them care about what the state did with her criminal charge, right? Nobody cares. They will do what they want. And to them, she's all but been convicted of shoplifting.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I thought because the case was dismissed before the arraignment, it would be a different issue here. That's what I was thinking. You know.
Well, you might think that, and I might think that, but
No,
you
no,
know
I
what?
believe you. I believe you exactly.
No, it just doesn't matter. What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
no, I can't guarantee you that she's going to be able to come back with her green card. That's what I'm saying. There's no guarantee
Okay.
that she's coming back with a green card. That's all I know.
Okay.
Good
Okay.
luck, Nat.
Now, just a question. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, like now in the green card interview, maybe like our attorney said, maybe next month to, so maybe they can reject the green card because of that too.
They could, probably not, but they could.
They could.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't. But if when she has a green card, even that she cannot travel. You mean until the citizenship?
My advice right now, and we can talk again at the end of the year, is no one should travel unless they're a U.S. citizen.
Okay. Okay. For my case, I have a valid travel document, and I have nothing done. Can I travel and come back normally? Or?
I wouldn't travel. No.
Wouldn't. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Bye, Nab.
Thanks. No, thanks for advice. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. Well, at least if nothing else, we got one of our best calls of the day from Nab. So thank you for that. new people to the show don't know that I don't tell people what they want to hear. And if I have to say it 7 times, I have to say it 7 times. All right, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do another show tomorrow. We had 800 people watching the show today, between 475 on YouTube and 325 on TikTok. Tomorrow we'll be back at 11:30 Central Wednesday time. Hope you all have a great night. Big ups to all the Yardies. I think Donna's out and about. Nurse Laura, take care. All of our friends, hello. Thank you, Tony. Thanks, Raphael. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Hina, for keeping things going. We'll be back for more fun. If you want to get in the waiting room first, you should text the word SHOW, SHOW, to 314-470-3300. Bye, guys. Oh, my God. We're just 10 away from 800 episodes. That's hard to believe. So it won't be during Ramadan. It'll be right after Ramadan. We'll hit 800 episodes. Bye, guys. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.